So let's talk about the folder structure of the Angular application. So once you will install the Angular application, then you will find some of this interface like this. And then I have already discussed about tslint and the package.json. So I am skipping this one and let's start from next. So now you can see here that karma config.js and some of the file are available, but actually this is not required to understand because this is for the testing purpose, and those who are the testing your application, they can manage. So you can leave this for now, later on we will talk about. So here the main important file is the angular.json. You can see here that this is Angular workspace configuration, where you can manage all the configuration, like you can see here that style, whatever style you will provide here in this array, then it will create it will be available for globally for the Angular application. And similar way, if you want to include some script and that should be in the whole application, you can add any script through this array. And other configuration like production mode, if you want to use your development, if you want to move your project from development mode to production mode, you can also do this very easily. You just need to replace the environment.ts file with the environment.pro.ts. So basically all these things are done by the Angular, all the settings are already available for you. So just you need to use it, means no need to do anything extra effort to make it happen. So all these things are the out of the box provided by the Angular application, so just you can use it. So environment.ts or environment.prod.ts, you can find this one. So basically these are the use when certain thing if you want to access after development is completed, then you can easily access through this command, where some of the global variable if you want to access in your Angular application, then you can use it, right? So these are the configuration basically, and there are lots more configuration. You can find the description about all these things on the Angular documentation. As you can see that project name, default project name, and other configuration, all these things are available here, like root and source root, like src, because all the thing you will use through the src here. So you will get this folder. You can see here this is a folder and all the Angular applications are available under the src folder, so you can easily access. So in case if you want to change this src folder with different, then you also need to change it at the angular.json, because as I said that angular.json is the workspace settings and their configuration. So in certain case if you want to change the folder structure, folder name, and all this, you can manage all these things. And index page, you can see that source index.html is the main file. So now move to the another file, which is the gitignore. So certain file, it should not be push on the repository, which is the dist folder, and you can see here that some of the files are there, for example node modules. So this is the dependency folder, so whatever dependency you have, that will be installed under this folder. So some of the thing you cannot, no need to push that particular code. So this is the git related function code available here, and this is the git configuration. So if you want to include the git in your project, then this file will be play important role. Then let's move to the test.ts. Here you will find some of the code is for the testing purpose, so also no need to do anything for this, for the development. And then this is the style.css. So as I already discussed that in the angular.json, you will found that one style is available and their value is whatever style array. In this style array you will find that src style.css. So basically whatever css you will write here, that will be available globally for your project. So if you want to include some certain css globally for your project, then you can write here your style. Now another file is that polyfills.ts. so I will talk about later, because this is the another means not related to your development, and you nothing need to do here with the polyfill.ts. And then this is very important file, which is the main.ts. This main.ts will decide the first Angular module that should be bootstrap once page will be load. So here by default the Angular application will load or bootstrap app module. If you want to bootstrap other module, then you need to provide here their name. But actually Angular say that you need to follow this type of naming convention. That will be very easy. So you can also provide naming convention like app module. It means at the starting module should be app module, and other module will be later on. You can decide on that particular module, or you maybe use a lazy loading and feature module, other feature module you can decide. So in certain cases, if you want to bootstrap any other module, then you can provide their name here. So basically this code is related to bootstrapping your module. In the Angular application, at least one module and one component is mandatory and compulsory, which should be bootstrapped. So here it is app module. Through the import command, you can see that some of the module is importing, so that this code should work. And you will also notice that environment.production, actually this includes the environment file, and using this variable production or checking that this project is under the construction or in the production. If it is a production mode, then the production mode will be enabled. It means in the development mode you will find some of the errors and their description for the debug, but in case of the production mode you will not find, because at the end user it should not be shown the particular error. So that's why it's very important. So whenever you will putting your code as a production in a production mode, then you should enable the production mode. So basically you need to provide the flag at the environment.ts. So let's go to the environments file. So as you can see that one environments folder is available, and basically two files are available. One is the environment.ts and another one is the environment.prod.ts. So for the development purpose you can put your global variable here, and for the production mode automatically instead of environment.ts the variable provided in the environment.prod.ts will be utilized, and this is basically decide on the angular.json. If you will go to the angular.json and if you go to the configuration here and in the production, you will find that the file will be replaced. It means that environment.ts file will be replaced with the environment.prod.ts if you put your code in the production mode. So in case of production, it will be replaced with the source environment / environment.prod.ts. So it means that whatever you are using the global variable in the environment.ts will not be utilized, and environment.prod.ts will be utilized here. So accordingly you need to manage it. So basically in the main.ts you will find the flag that environment.production. So it will go to the environment file and then it will check the variable which is the production, and it is a false. If it is a false, then this will be false condition. That's why the enable production, this function will not be called. So in case of production mode it will call, and then you cannot able to debug certain thing, because to end user user will not able to see any error, and minimum error they can see. During the development mode you will find some code and some breaking error, and that particular error will suggest you to find out the issues or debug easily. So this is very important. So I hope you understand about the basic flow of the Angular application, and we will continue in the next episode. For understanding Angular folder structure, you will face any problem, then definitely let us know, so that I can help you, and definitely you can comment me. We are reviewing each of the comment and replying also. So I hope that you understand.